Great day, Masters. Welcome back to another episode. Today we are talking about what is love really? What is love really? We all know the song, Love. So many people use your name in vain. I know that's not my gifting, but we all know the song. What is love really? The reason I'm bringing this topic up is because so many people, including myself, have searched for love and look for love thinking that you got it from a person, thinking that you got it from a career, thinking you got it from money, thinking you got it from likes and views and subscribers or things outside of us. We've been conditioned to think that love, you get the love through doing certain things for other people, and then you get the love. And I'm bringing this up because it's such a false sense of identity. And oftentimes we can fall into this trap that in order to be loved, in order to feel like we earn or are worthy of love, we perform for the love, we work for the love. And it can be very subtle in how it shows up. But I'm bringing this topic up. What is love really? Because I want to unpack what I have learned and what I'm starting to gain in the understanding. In this podcast, in this channel, we're really talking about creating a safe space for unconditional self acceptance, which means that everything that you want and everything that you are is not outside of you. It is always within you. And we've been conditioned to go after the things, the promotion, the job, the title, the marriage, the child, the things that we are built around to form this identity. We go after those things to then hopefully bring that love, that acceptance back to us, when the reality is the love has always been within us. And we know that, and you've heard that. So I'm not trying to give you something that's cliche, but I want to go a little deeper today. And I want to just talk about how you can get in a space, you have an undesire or you have a hope, and let's call it a unfulfilled hope. Have you ever been in a situation where you hope that you would get that job, or you hope that you would be in that relationship, and you can imagine immediately all of the wonderful things that come from having that thing or having that relationship or that person? And it meant that if you get in that and if you have those things, then that means that you get to now validate and fulfill the very desire that you have. Well, what happens when you get in a situation and you don't get the job, you don't get the relationship? In fact, you see that they moved on and maybe have married someone else and having children. What happens if you see the deal go someone else's direction and they do well with the deal or the direction that they decided? They ended up not using you or moving forward with you, and it ended up going well. What happens? And I feel like not enough conversation is coming around where you have the impact of an unfulfilled desire. I'm going to go to Bible just because that's just how I learn. And if you're like me, you learn like this too. In Proverbs 13:12, it says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life." The reason I mentioned and started out what is love really, and how in some of the ways that we go out searching for love outside of ourselves, and what we don't talk about is that the unfulfilled desire, the unfulfilled hope that we had for this situation, for this person, for this relationship, for this thing that we've created in our mind, how much it hurts is that it hurts and it makes the heart sick. And inside of this process, sometimes you can decide to go past it, move past it by doing more things, by deciding to pick up another relationship, by deciding to go after another job, but settling, knowing that you're not really happy with what you've chosen. You can move past. Some people sex it away, some people drink it away, some people get on social media and rant it away. This unfulfilled desire makes your heart sick, and you're moving past it as if it didn't exist. And what is so interesting is that we're unsure of how to cope properly. And I don't want to say there's a right or wrong, but we're still navigating how to cope well in a healthy way when our unfulfilled desire goes unmet. What do we do? And if it says it literally in the Bible that an unfulfilled desire makes the heart sick, you go over the thing. I can tell you I had a situation where my heart was broken, and I decided to end things and my heart was broken. And so as opposed to sitting there crying and dusted myself off, I got up and I just said, look, we're about to focus on business. I started to go heavy in my business, started to double up on my savings so I can double up on my investments. And it made me feel better. My ego felt better. I was able to redirect that attention, that area in my heart where I felt sick and hurt into another area. And that is good to be able to redirect. But what ended up happening was that I started to, when that situation came up or something similar to it that was similar that came up years later, I broke. It was rehashed. My heart had never healed. I had never given myself the opportunity and the chance to fully heal because I just moved on. I know how to move quick and I know how to go about my way. And that is a trauma response. And I'm telling you this because my exposure of how I handle things is worth your freedom. I heard that from Nona Jones in one of her books. So sharing is a safe space here to talk about different things. And I'm hoping that by me sharing this with you, you also can find freedom in that when you're hurt, what do you do? How do you cope? And when we talk about what is love really, love is the vehicle that allows you. It's like being in a roller coaster and you put like a seatbelt on and you're not the roller coasters where you hanging up, your legs dangling, not that one, but the type of roller coaster where you're in a little cart and you're protected around in all sides. Your feet are tucked and your arms are safe and your safety, you have a safety belt on and they count you off 3, 2, 1, and then you go on the roller coaster. Love is like that. It is the guide, is the comfort, is the protector that allows you to go through the roller coasters and tough emotions in life and keep you safe through it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go through and have the tough emotions in the roller coaster, but what it does is provide an anchoring and a support for you as you go through it and develop maturity so that you can get through that. Love is also a guide, it's a comforter. Literally inside of that situation that I dealt with years ago, it felt like I was not enough. It felt like things would never happen for me. It felt like time could not be restored, especially the way that this society views women as they get up in earlier in age. Anything outside of 20, it's like you're going downhill. But now I'm like, things are going very well. Things are so much better for me. And while I still find areas where it's been tough in just other areas in my life and just in being in love and understanding what love is, I'm learning a new way of how to invite and allow love to be there. Now, here's the thing. Love has always been present because you are made love, to love, and by love. So you're never really separate from love. Love is never really separate from you. Let me say that. But your lack of awareness of love is what keeps you from thinking that you are not enough. It's what keeps you from thinking that you don't have all that you need and that you are perfect, whole, and complete. It is an illusion. And I want to share a couple of things. If someone is telling you a story about something that they're dealing with, love would say, you know what, I believe you. Yes, that person may have said had a trauma-filled response and telling you the same thing. You're tired of hearing it, especially if it's a loved one, a friend, and you know that you just want them to get past it, but you can't get past it for them. They have to deal with that. Love says it gives you the capacity to look at them and acknowledge what they're dealing with at the level that they're at and say, you know what, I believe you. And following up with it and saying, hey, and I affirm and know that you have the light within you to get through this darkness, right? It's not forcing somebody to get past something sooner than what they're ready to. It's just you having the capacity and space for them to vent and also acknowledging what they're feeling while also affirming them. Love is like our home. It's like our North Star. It's our internal compass that says something feels right. When you go through something, let's say relationships are perfect, family, friends, or even romantic relationships, and you're getting in these relationships and you all have different experiences and thoughts and behaviors on how you move, you're going to bump heads naturally. And things are going to come up out of you that you didn't even know were there. And things are going to come up out of them that you didn't even know were there. Love, again, is like that protector, is that safety guide. It gives you, it's a capacity builder. It allows you to expand in your capacity to experience tough emotions, because the beauty about tough emotions is that they are guide. Emotions in general, the beauty about emotions in general is they help us identify our feelings. When you can identify your feelings, you're able to communicate what you need and what you feel like you are lacking and what you might need from someone else and what you might need to be giving to yourself. I was such in a place years ago where I was not able to connect authentically to my emotions. I thought I was, and I was able to do it in a spiritual way, biblical way, but I wasn't able to do it in a relationship way. When people told me about myself, I took offense to it and shut down. Definitely more of an avoidant trauma response, attachment style. That's what it was. And in working with that and in healing in that, love gave me the capacity to expand my emotional range and help me come back to the level of emotion that I had when I was a child. Life, and the thing is, life, we know, experiences life, disappointments, hurts, pain, rejection, betrayal. Life just happens. You stay on this earth long enough, life just happens to you. And unfortunately, those things happen to you, but it's your responsibility to move yourself through in the most healthiest way that you know how. And what I had learned is that I because of all the experiences I had, I started to adapt. My emotions started to adapt themselves, and I started to become less sensitive to other people and things around me because of the level of protection I needed to have with those who were close to me. Why am I telling you this? Love is so transformative. Love, and it's something will not claim that I have a complete grasp over in this video. In fact, I don't believe anybody will, as long as they're living. But as long as we continue to invite love into our space, invite love into our relationships, invite love into our development, we can get back to self-acceptance. The world has taught us to reject ourselves and reject who we really are. This channel is about self-acceptance, unconditional self-acceptance, being okay with what happened to you, being okay with how you navigate situations, and how do we learn how to handle self-forgiveness. How do we learn how to handle self-criticism and turn it into self-compassion? Love is our partner. And it says also in his word that there is nothing on this planet that can ever separate you from God's love. I don't care how much money you have or how much money you don't have. I don't care who's your friend today and who your friend tomorrow. I don't care who you're in a relationship with. I don't care how many kids you have or don't. I don't care of any of the things that the world says that we need to have in order to feel that we're significant. I don't care what you've done in the past to say that you are not worthy. There is nothing on this planet that can ever take away God's love. Not heaven nor hell can separate you from God's love. And to be so connected to a power, and it's hard for me to talk about self-acceptance without bringing my creator into the conversation, because there was nothing else to anchor me beyond that. If you're watching this, if you are understanding what I'm saying, please put it in the chat, in the description, in the comments. You understand that there is nothing else that can fill a void, because I've tried it. You've tried it. We know. But when you are introduced to God's love, when you allow God's love, the awareness of his love allows you to remember that you are perfect, whole, and complete. Unconditional self-acceptance starts with bringing love into the fold, knowing that you're loved and those that are around you are also loved, and everyone's trying to figure out how to get our emotional needs met and how to love each other in the best, healthiest way. I want to know in the comments, what does love mean to you? And also, I'm gonna go to get 100 subscribers. So if you listen this far, come on, I need you to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and support this channel, support the community, and it lets me know what I can continue to speak more on. I want you to have a wonderful and a blessed day. And remember, you are loved. You are loved and you are loved.